intelligence is still higher than the mind, and he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. Okay, so this is the hierarchy of sitting places of lust. So working senses are superior to dull matter, like matter, then senses, then above than senses is mind, above than mind is the intelligence, and above the intelligence the soul is the main thing. Soul is higher than even than the intelligence. Okay, so senses are superior to matter. Why? Because the senses are different outlets of the activities of lust. Solution to the, now the problem, for whole problem, what is the solution? So in the purport, Prabhupada will talk about constitution of the soul. Okay, understand the constitution of the soul and engage in the direct connection with Krishna in bhakti, in Krishna consciousness, and in Krishna consciousness these outlets for the activities of lust, the senses are not in use to exhibit lust. Okay, so senses are used in the service of Krishna. So only stoppage of bodily action does not help. Bodily action means functions of the senses, and stopping the senses means stopping all bodily actions. But the mind is always active even though the body may be silent. Therefore, the soul has to be directly engaged with the Supreme than all other subordinates. Okay. So, directly understanding the constitutional position of the soul is the real solution. By complete surrender unto the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by intelligence one engages the mind in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so even though the okay, 1 minute. Okay, so even though the soul is the master of intelligence, even though the soul, intelligence and mind and the senses also, so mind, senses and intelligence, all three is the soul. Still, unless it is strengthened by association with Krishna in Krishna consciousness, there is every chance of falling down due to the agitated mind. Okay, so let's see the purport. Prabhupada is saying the senses are different outlets for the activities of lust. Lust is reserved within the body, but it is given vent through the senses. Therefore, the senses are superior to the body as a whole. Okay, so the hierarchy is explained here. These outlets are not in use when there is superior consciousness or Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, the soul makes direct connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Therefore, the hierarchy of bodily functions, as described here, ultimately ends in the Supreme Soul. So, bodily action means the functions of the senses, and stopping the senses means stopping all bodily actions. But since the mind is active, then even though the body may be silent and at rest, the mind will act as it does during dreaming. During dreaming, person is completely, the body is not active, but mind is very active. But above the mind is the determination of the intelligence, and above the intelligence is the soul proper. If therefore the soul is directly engaged with the Supreme naturally all other subordinates. So if the soul, because senses, mind, intelligence, and soul. So if the soul is directly engaged in the service of Krishna, naturally all the subordinates, namely the intelligence, mind, and senses, will be automatically engaged. In the Kathopanishad, there is a similar passage in which it is said that the objects of sense gratification. Okay, so one more level is there explained in Kathopanishad that objects of sense gratification are superior to the senses, because these objects, they are even pulling to the senses. The mind is superior. So objects of sense gratification are superior to the senses and mind is superior to the sense objects. If therefore the mind is directly engaged in the service of the Lord constantly, then there is no chance that the senses will become engaged in other ways. Okay, so if mind is directly engaged in the service of Krishna, then there is no chance that a person will get dragged by senses. This mental attitude has already been explained. Param drishtva nivartate. If the mind is engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is no chance of its being engaged in the lower propensities. In the Kathopanishad, the soul has been described as Mahan. Okay, so if mind is engaged in bhakti, then there is no chance of being engaged in the sense gratification. Further, in Kathopanishad, the soul has been described as Mahan, the great. Therefore, the soul is above all, namely the sense objects, the senses, the mind, and the intelligence. Therefore, directly understanding the constitutional position of the soul is the solution of the whole problem. So, one should understand that soul is by the constitutional position of soul is to serve Krishna. So, soul engaged in the service of Krishna, then ultimately intelligence, mind, sense objects, and sense, everything is engaged in the service of Krishna. So, with intelligence, one has to seek out the constitutional position of the soul and then engage the mind always in Krishna consciousness. Okay, that solves the whole problem. What is the solution? That with intelligence one has to seek out the constitutional position. So one should understand what is our constitutional position, that is servant of Krishna, and then engage the mind always in Krishna consciousness. In this way one can solve the whole problem. A neophyte spiritualist is generally advised to keep aloof from the objects of the senses. But aside from that, one has to strengthen the mind by use of intelligence. If mind in Krishna consciousness, so here Prabhupada is saying that a neophyte person, a spiritualist, should generally keep away from the objects of the senses. Because if he associates with the objects of the senses, one day he will engage in sense gratification. But aside from that, one has to strengthen the mind by use of intelligence. If by intelligence one engages one's mind in Krishna consciousness by complete surrender unto the Supreme, then automatically the mind becomes stronger, and even though the senses are very strong, like serpents, they will be no more effective than serpents with broken fangs. Okay, so senses will be there, but like serpents, so senses are compared with serpents very dangerous. But serpents with broken fangs are not dangerous, so senses will become like that. But even though the soul, so the point is that one should not think that anyway I am the soul and I am the master. The soul is above the mind, intelligence, and senses, so I can control all of them. No, soul alone cannot control. When soul is connected with Krishna, then only soul will be having that power to control everything: mind, intelligence, senses, and sense object, everything. So unless one is in the association with Krishna, in Krishna consciousness, there is every chance of falling down due to the agitated mind. Mind can cheat. So one should completely be absorbed in the thought of Krishna, completely engage the mind in the service of Krishna. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in the last, Man mana bhav madbhaktam madhyaji mam namaskuru. Man, engage your mind in me. Okay. That's why always one should remain in the association of Krishna or in the association of pure devotee of Krishna, and one should keep aloof from the object of the senses. Okay, like that. So in this 42 shloka, this hierarchy of lust is explained. Okay, senses, mind, intelligence and soul. Then here it is understood that the mind is the very dangerous part, like it's very difficult to control. Okay, so then study the so study the mind by deliberate spiritual